Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing with you our passion for all things cruise and travel. We've arrived in Vanuatu, Port Vila.
It's very busy here today. We've got the markets, we've got the taxis.
It's very warm, very sticky. You can just see here in the background our beautiful ship, the Quantum of the Seas. Royal Caribbean. I always get it the wrong way around. Royal Caribbean, Quantum of the Seas. Let's go and explore this beautiful island.
So when you get off the tender, which actually is at the port, the normal port where the ships come in, if you want to go into town, there are basically three ways you can do it. The first one is you can walk. It's a fair walk though. It'll probably take you maybe 30-40 minutes to walk into town. You can get a water taxi.
Is it a scenic route, Robert?
Not particularly, no. No, not particularly. It's just a road. You can take a water taxi like these guys down here. They charge $5 a head. $5 Australian a head, that is. We're on the opposite side now.
I know.
Or you can get a taxi. Plenty of them around, just lining up here. They are also $5 per person. So
the taxis, or the motor taxis are kind of the little minibuses. They all look air conditioned.
Yeah.
The water taxis,
they're air conditioned too.
Yes.
They've got no tops on. They're open.
They look a little bit rough and ready. However, I think that might be a little bit more of an adventurous way to go.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I said so. Now also, and there don't seem to be as many as there used to be, but all down when you walk out of the port here, there are a lot of market stores selling souvenirs. Got to be careful here, but all the way down here there are market stalls selling souvenirs. So plenty to do straight off the tender boat.
People are negotiating with these taxi drivers to take them on trips, and people have also sort of met up together, even as they're just standing here, saying, do you want to go together and go on a trip somewhere together? Yeah. So, yep, even if you don't know people, you can kind of get a gang together and negotiate a price.
Yeah, and they will take you to all of the big sites and negotiate a price for you as a group. Yeah. Look, it might be a bit intimidating, but we've done it before. The guys are absolutely genuine. They will look after you.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can't guarantee it, obviously, because individuals are individuals, but we've never had a problem. We've always seen the good sites and it's always worked out better value.
Never been ripped off.
Just make sure that you're back before that last tender boat, because the ship will not wait for you. The drivers understand that.
Yes, yeah, they'll get you.
All right, let's see if we can hop into town and
let's get a water taxi.
Yeah, go water taxi.
So we're now on the water taxi. It costs $5 each. Actually, they don't mind whether it's $5 US or $5 Australian. That just seems to be a roundabout amount. I'm not sure I don't know what the currency is here, but we weren't offered it in their currency. So yeah, $5. I think it's life jackets are optional. Make sure you can swim. We are crammed in this little boat, and off we go across the bay. But this is a little bit more adventurous than getting in a motor car.
There are the markets down the approach road. So we're coming into centre of Port Vila now, and the island that we're just passing here on the left is Iririki Island. This is a holiday island. They got a casino there. I didn't even know they had a casino. There you go. So this is a holiday island. You can get a day trip over here if you want. There are cabins all around, beachfront cabins all the way around. It's not been here, but it's an absolute beautiful place. There's plenty of sports. These people with the kayaks, they likely, I guess, come from Iririki. Here's the way.
It does look beautiful though, Robert.
And here are all the
tiny.
You got the main jetty here for Iririki Island. You're not impressed?
No, it's beautiful. No.
Looks better when the sun's shining.
The beach looked a little bit untidy. The boats all look a bit unfit.
There are all the chalets that you can.
Chalets are probably beautiful, but there's not a beach, is there, to speak of?
Don't know what there is around the other side. Oh, and there in the water taxi going back, and there is the Quantum of the Seas. There's a little bit noisy. I'll just grab a little bit of this, and hopefully I can do something with the sound and take that background sound out a little bit. So we've hopped off the water taxi now.
That was quite good fun, actually, but if you're a little bit unsteady on your feet, I'd say probably get the motor taxi rather than the
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
It was quite nice, actually. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
Let's have a quick look around the market, and then we'll have a walk down the street and we'll try to see if we can find somewhere for a
nice
drink.
refreshing drink that we can actually look out over the water at this beautiful island. It's just a beautiful,
oh, it's
lush,
beautiful now, is it?
tropical island. Why didn't I think it was beautiful?
You didn't when we were on the boat coming over. You went, there's no beach.
No, that was just that you said that resort there, you said this is beautiful here and you can spend the day here, it's beautiful, and I said it doesn't, it looks a little bit run down.
Iriki Island. Let's have a walk down here to the markets. So in this part of the market there are all different stations where people are cooking food. A lot of the locals look to be eating here. You can, they're all little different cooking stations that you can get food. And then over on this side of the market is fruit and veggies, and it looks a bit depleted, to be honest with you, but maybe it's because of the time of day that we're here and all the fresh fruit and veggies have gone this morning. But there's plenty of bananas and ginger.
If you buy anything, you have to consume it. You cannot take it back on board the ship, and people have been caught out where they have bought stuff and then remembered that they couldn't take it back. But if you can find spices and things, dried things, they're well worth getting. So let's see if we can find anything.
Certainly see some ginger down here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't take that because that looks very reasonably priced at 200 or 300
and
baht.
there's turmeric as well, and that would be very reasonably priced, but I don't think we can take that back either.
I don't think we can either. It's basically plants and veg.
Let's see if we can find some spices. So here in the market they've got all the fresh produce out and displayed beautifully, and I could see across the way here, and I thought, oh, isn't that beautiful? They've put the bananas out as though they were beautiful swans with the swan neck here. I don't know whether we can see it. And actually, of course, it is just it's the whole banana branch with the bananas at the bottom that looks like the feathers and the swan neck. That's just me, just need my glasses on, I think. This is a very authentic market, so this is where the locals have come to eat and sell their fruit and vegetables, and obviously buy their fruit and vegetables here. It is not set up for tourists, it is a local place. I have to say, when we all get off the water taxis just here and walk in, I felt a little bit disrespectful that we kind of all went in, everybody started taking photographs of the locals, and it just felt a little bit disrespectful to me, but we just got smiles from everybody, and we're kind of tolerated. And unfortunately, we can't spend our money in there because it is fresh fruit and vegetables. We don't have the right tender. We've still only got our Aussie dollies.
Well, generally they'll take that anyway, but we just can't do anything with it. We can't buy a bunch of bananas and take it back on the ship.
Yeah, so I feel as if we could have bought something, I wouldn't have felt so bad. But the idea that we just walked around and looked at these beautiful people just eating and everybody taking, making a living. But yes, they all smiled, and they're all dressed beautifully in the beautiful bright colours. Yeah. They're lovely people. So we're going to head off further down now this way, and we think this is a bar on the seafront here that we can.
I'm going off memory here, so when it's been a while since I've been in Port Vila, so we've got to sort of like give me a bit of leeway if I'm wrong on this one.
So maybe a nice cold beer and look out to the views.
So as we're walking along here, we've got a fabulous view of the side of Quantum of the Seas. Side on, just sitting there in the harbour. It's very close actually. It's a shame she can't get into port. And then just to the left is Iririki Island.
Do you know what, Robert? She is, Quantum of the Seas is as big as Iririki Island. She's practically the same size.
You're probably right, it holds a lot more people as well. Iririki Island, and then the water taxi jetty is just down here. Guys working all day, taking tourists to and from the port. So there are a number of languages spoken here in Vanuatu, and Bislama is it's probably the predominant one, I think, from what I understand. And it's sort of a mixture, it's sort of like a pidgin English. That's the best way to describe it, it's pidgin English. And you can actually work out what the signs say, even though at first glance they may appear to be sort of foreign language. You can actually work it out. So I'll just give you a quick look at this. So we've just passed here instead of public notice. So we walked a little bit further up the road and we are now at the handicraft market. There are lots of stalls in here with handicrafts for sale. Plenty of souvenirs. So we've got, what have we got? We've got some bags, hats, some leis, lots of wooden articles. Now you've got to be careful with wooden articles. Again, wooden articles are not always allowed back into Australia. I think they have to have some kind of certification.
I think
as I recall.
Just nothing with bark. I think it says on the sign you can take wooden things back, but just not with bark. The baskets, I think these are. I can't remember. I think these are made from dried palm leaves.
Okay.
They're beautifully made.
We have got the cafe next door, the number one cafe. So in Bislama, it's again, it looks like a foreign language, but it's because it's a mixture of English and it's based on English. You can work it out. So this Nambawan looks like a foreign word, but if you say it's actually number one, which is number one.
Oh,
So this is number one cafe in Port Vila.
Very good.
Let's have a look what they got on offer. There's a selection of drinks at the number one cafe. We've got tropical fruit pops, pumpkin pie, passion fruit, all $5 Australian. They're expecting us in. Local beers, Tusker, different variants of Tusker, and then Heineken, and a number one ale. I didn't know they did their own ale, and free Wi-Fi at this cafe. Sorry, you're waving your arms.
Do you know what I've just spotted? I came and I said, oh my god, I need a coffee. However, they're not going to have the milk, are they? And what can I spy? Soy barista milk. Yay! You can have the real thing. So
Okay,
that's what I'm
let's
going
do
to get.
this.
We've just come to the cafe. It's a bar. It's a lovely bar that overlooks the water's edge here. Really nice and authentic, kind of thatched roof. Pretty place, music's going on, the vibes. Now we bought, I got the coffee, Robert got a nice iced beer.
That was $7 Australian. I don't know how much the coffee was, so I don't know, if you say that was probably going to be maybe $5 or $6 Australian. So it'd probably be about $13 Australian. We didn't ask in Australian dollars, did we? That we had a chance to pay in Vanuatu.
Oh, is that what she said it was in dollars?
What?
$7 for the
No,
beer.
it's on the board.
Oh, okay. So right, I'm looking really shocked because I didn't see it in Australian dollars at all. We asked for it in
On the board, by the side, all the beers are in Australian dollars.
Okay, so we just asked for it to be in Vanuatu money. Now I knew from when we'd been just around the fruit market, just to get a gauge of how much the money was, I checked out the price of the pineapples. The big pineapples were 800, whatever they are. So we came here and we asked for what the price would be in Vanuatu, and she said 1,266, I think it was. So that's 1.5 pineapples. So, and that's for the locals to buy the pineapples. So we reckon, I mean, I don't know, in the supermarket would you pay about $4, $5 now for a pineapple?
Sounds like a reasonable amount.
So we reckon that's probably quite reasonable for two drinks.
Yeah, we'll work it out and see if, when we find out what the exchange rate is.
So we just paid on the card, so we'll have to, and that was put in Vanuatu, and we actually checked that she hadn't put in $1,266.
I don't think you can do it being local currency.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's your coffee?
Oh, let's try. Oh, do you know, I can't work out the cup. Where's it? Oh, there it is. It's coming out of there.
Like that one, Karen. You like that side? The more I drink,
It is delicious. She's made a very smooth cup of coffee. I believe they do sell coffee here. They must grow it because it's all for sale in the market. It's a very, very smooth coffee. Delicious.
All right, well, I will try the #1 ale. #1 ale, #1 beer in the whole of Vanuatu.
Now that's 5.7.
Actually, it's what?
5.7%.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that actually. I can't see it because I've got my glasses on, but I've never tried this before, and I don't know whether it's #1 beer in all of Vanuatu, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, it's like
saying no, he's smacking his lips a lot.
It's like a Pacific ale, but yeah, I can tell it's got a reasonable alcohol content. I didn't realise it was 5.7.
Is it more of a beer or a lager?
No, it's more of a Pacific ale. It's
okay.
Yeah.
A few of those and you'll have very heavy feet, I think, very heavy legs.
I probably shan't have too many of these because I want to get the ship. I want to get back on the ship.
Do you know, it's nice to hear like a little bit of reggae, a little bit of island music here. Yeah, it's a really nice vibe. We've got some a nice breeze coming off here, and I love listening to this kind of music when I'm out and about. You know, it's really, and because the locals and things in here, it doesn't feel touristy. It is as touristy as hell, but it doesn't feel it. It's got a really nice vibe to it. So I'm very happy.
There is a water sports hut right next to the #1 cafe where you can book and do water sports. So just went to see the people at the water sports desk, and they do a jet boat, which unfortunately there's something wrong with the engine at the moment, so that's not working. Or they have another boat where you can just go out for a leisure cruise at 3,000 Vaatu, or you can go out for the leisure cruise and do the snorkeling at 5,000 Vaatu, no, 3,000 Vaatu for the leisure cruise, 4,000 Vaatu for the snorkeling, which is round about 50 Australian dollars. Next to the #1 cafe is the Big Blue Dive Centre. That's where you can go diving. And next to them is the Vanuatu Water Sports. Now they do glass bottom boats, semi-submersible, and they have a jet boat as well, but the jet boat's not working quite at the moment. And you can get ocean kayaks from here as well.
It's just a little bit rough today for the ocean kayaks.
Then next to the Water Sports Centre there's another little craft centre, but also is Vanuatu Jungle Zipline, so you can book on the zipline here. Treetop Canopy Tour, VanuatuJungleZipline.com. Adults are 9,500 Vaatu, which is 110 Australian. Teens are 5,000 Vaatu, which is $60 Australian, and a single one underneath says children at 4,000 Vaatu, which is approximately $50 Australian. We've walked up from the Esplanade onto the main street now. This is the main street going through Port Vila where all the shops are. There are a few shops down here, Billabong shop, there's a currency exchange, takeaway cafe, and some clothing shops. These clothing shops have been here a while, as I recall. And then if you carry on walking down this street, you come to the main popular duty-free shop. Now you may very well get taxis and buses stopping and asking you if you want to go somewhere, particularly back to the cruise ship or Cascade. It depends on the time of day. If it's in the morning, they'll maybe stop you and say, do you want to go to Cascade Waterfalls? Do you want to go for a tour? And later on in the afternoon, when it's getting time for people going back to the cruise ship, they'll be coming down here saying, do you want to go back to the cruise ship? Do you want to go back to the cruise ship? Buses and taxis are pretty much the same. They're pretty much indistinguishable, and they really serve the same purpose. It's a bus is not really a bus as we would know it in terms of a service. It's somebody who operates a vehicle.
So that says B and that says T.
There we go, yeah, here's two examples. So there's a B and there's a T. Now, I think it's probably just the way that they're licensed and who can pick up and how they can pick up. But essentially you can get a bus or a taxi on a tour or to the cruise ship or to duty free or anywhere you want, just ask them how much. And this place right at the end here, Fung Quay, is probably the most popular and well-known duty free in Port Vila.
This is so strange. We outside is pretty much just the locals on the high street. You can just see a few tourists. Then we come around the corner. Here is the duty free shop, and this is where the party's happening. Pretty much everybody's off the ship is here, and in fact, I think there must be a little tunnel going from the ship under the sea and just ends up here. Everyone's just come here. Now, we bought some perfume from Chemist Warehouse just before Christmas. I bought some, so I kind of have an idea of the price of the perfume. So I'm going to have a look and see whether it really is duty free and a bargain here. They have a good selection of perfumes, all the big makes. Decent sizes. I personally think they are pretty comparable with Chemist Warehouse. So I'm not actually going to bother. If you found that they are a lot cheaper than what you normally pay, please comment below and let us know.
All right, let's have a look at
Let's go and have a look at the drinks.
We're looking at the alcohol prices, the liquor prices, and to be honest with you, they do not seem much different. They're probably a little bit cheaper in Australia. For example, a bottle of double black, it's a litre bottle and it's $69. I think you can get them for about $60 for a bottle back in land in Australia. So dollar for dollar, it probably works out a little bit cheaper. So the rest of the whiskies are probably in a similar vein. Not the bargain that they used to be a few years back, I don't think, here in Fung Quay. Having said that, we've just come across a 1.75 litre bottle of Jack Daniels for $50 Australian. I think it's a litre bottle is $30 and $50 there for the Jack Daniels 1.75 litres. We've just come around the corner again, and the bourbon was a lot cheaper, and the rum, Bundaberg rum, is very much cheaper. So we're looking at $22 for a bottle, $30 for a black, and $30 for a bottle of overproof, and they are 1 litres or 1.125.
They're 1 litres. The overproof is 1.125 litres.
So 30, 22 for the original, and 22 for the extra smooth, 28. We might get some black, I think. We've even got Lego in this duty-free shop, and handbags down the bottom. We'll go and have a look down the handbags. It is extremely packed in here. It's like IKEA. So the handbags are pretty much all Guess handbags. Prices are around about the $120, $140 mark. Alison's seen one that she likes. So she had a look at the handbags, decided against this particular one. I think it was because it wasn't Serenade, although it was the one that she wanted. Now it was, the lady said it was leather, and it turned out, which was the label, it wasn't leather.
I prefer vegan leather anyway.
That's true.
She was trying to sell it, and she was going leather, leather, leather. And then it wasn't at $121. I was like, it's a little bit expensive.
All right, it's a little bit crazy. Let's get out of here. And right across the road from Fung Quay is the Gaston Chocolat, the artisan chocolate and coffee shop. And I think that's really what sort of caught Alison's eye and detracted her from the handbag. So we'll go and have a look in the chocolate shop.
Yes, I'd rather spend $121 on chocolate. Sounds like a bargain.
Here is a selection of the chocolates in the artisan chocolate shop. It looks like they are 150 Vaatu each, which current exchange rate is round about $2 Australian for each one of these chocolates. So Alison's got her chocolates now. She bought 6 of them, I think. That'll keep her going for the rest of the cruise until we get home.
I don't think so. I think for the rest of the day I'm intending to sit down with a beautiful drink and put my chocolates on a little plate and enjoy them ice cold.
And you got none left and you will regret it.
I will.
We had a look at the duty-free shop and it was absolutely crazy inside. At first glance, it didn't appear that they were, the perfumes didn't appear to be that much cheaper at all, to be honest with you, duty free. The alcohol didn't seem to be that much cheaper when we looked at the whiskies. But then when we went around the corner and we saw the bourbons and the rums, they were then a lot cheaper. Certainly if you're in the market for some duty-free alcohol, go to Funquay. We didn't get a chance to go to Paris, which I believe may be even cheaper, but certainly Funquay. Go to Funquay, have a look around. It will be busy. It will be crazy busy, but you may be able to pick up some bargains.
Oh my God, the queues for the cashier. It was Walt Disney style kind of queuing up. Yeah.
Now they used to, and I will check whether this is still the same. They used to buy them and they deliver them straight to the ship, so you don't need to carry them around town, and then the ship delivers them to your cabin. So we are now going to head off back to the water taxi. We've been down the main street, we've been down the Esplanade. We'll head back to the water taxi and head back to the ship.
I rather enjoyed the water taxi, so even though it's a little bit spotty with rain, I still think I will enjoy that little trip rather than getting into a cab.
Into the back of a bus or a taxi. Yeah.
Port Day in Port Vila Vanuatu. We think probably the best way to, if you're going to do your own trip for the day, is when you get either off the tender or if you just get straight off the ship at the port side. The taxis are there, they're large kind of minibus sort of taxis, air conditioned. They're probably the best things to pick up and negotiate for your trip out for the day. And you can kind of negotiate where you want to go, and normally the taxi driver will stay with you for the day and give you a proper tour around. You can get about 10 people in each taxi, and you can probably, as everybody's getting off the ship, you can probably gather a crowd around you and all decide where you want to go, and it'll make that day trip cheaper. Otherwise, if you want to do an activity such as the glass bottom boat, I don't know how, snorkeling, diving,
Helicopter.
Helicopter, that
Zip
kind
line.
of thing. Those sort of activities, get the water taxi or just get a taxi into town. It's $5 each, that's $5 Australian dollars, or they will take US dollars as well.
And if you're wondering why we're bobbing up and down like this, it's because we're in the water taxi now going back to the cruise ship port.
And it's a very pleasant trip indeed. It's nothing posh, you're just in a little boat like this. It's open top.
Open air. And there's just the two of us in this particular one.
What do you call it when it's a car that's an open top?
A convertible.
It's a convertible, yeah, we're in a convertible motorboat. But it's a very pleasant trip. So come into town, get them to bring you into town, and from here then you can pick up the trips. And then just a very short walk away, there are some nice cafe bars for you to sit, enjoy a beer and a drink, and just take in the atmosphere here, look at the islands, look at how lush it is, and overlook the sea. It's beautiful. And then just a short walk away from there is the duty-free shops.
And we were lucky enough to get the same driver. What do you call it? Pilot? What do you call it?
We got the same skipper.
Skipper of the boat, yes.
The same skipper. So this is John, he's our water taxi guy, and we've arranged with him so the next time we come here, we're going to get picked up from the port side, and he's going to take us on our own private tour around the island and along the
bays
coast.
And some
take
snorkeling.
us to the different bays. We can do our own snorkeling. We're coming in with the family, so we can all crowd on this little water taxi and spend the day
you get
with
10
John.
on these, so yeah.
We'll put put his details down below.
In the description, yeah.
In the description down below, so we're absolutely made up that we can get that done. It means, we can head straight off the ship, off the tender, and away we go for a day out.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are back at the port now. We're just taking a quick walk down the markets. This gets very busy. There's people and buses and taxis everywhere. Just to give you an idea, so the market stalls that are down here, sunglasses and hats and bags, handicrafts, hair braiding, and they go all the way down to the bottom there. I think you can see probably round about here, down both sides. It's quite a narrow road.
Now, how many years ago was the last time we came here?
I can't remember.
Could be 5-6 years ago. And I bought, see these dress pants here, so it's all cotton and they're dress pants.
Oh yes.
They're $35 each. I
These
bought,
ones down here.
Yeah, now I bought a pair of those. And I wear those at home as, you know, the way you'd wear a tracksuit, but when it's so hot in Queensland. I still have it. I still have it. I wear it constantly, all the time. Cotton, never faded, never wore out. It's still there. I've still got it because it's so cool. It's like a big caftan, only they're kind of pants in between. So I'm going to have a look. I might
Maybe
get
have
another
another
one.
look, yeah.
I may get another one. The red's nice, isn't it?
Very bright.
And that kind of emerald is beautiful.
These are $35 each, or 2 for $60 Australian dollars. All the market stalls here take the Australian dollars. So she's gone for the 2 for $60 deal. Two lovely dress pants. So we're just walking back now. Same markets on the other side, similar sort of things that they're selling. And back to the tender boat for the ship. And this is one of the downsides of being on the bigger ships that can't go into port, is that same way as it took 4 hours to actually get off the ship this morning, we're now in a queue to get the tender boat back. I think it's going to move fairly quickly, but if we look around the shed here, we can see the way the line is going. It goes all the way down here, all the way down here, and all the way out the front to the tender boat. So we could be stood here for a little while. It could be a lot worse. I don't know.
No, it couldn't.
Maybe about half an hour.
Couldn't be a lot worse. There's no amenities, no water, there's nothing here but the shed.
I know. And Alison's got a bag with chocolates in it.
And
Yeah.
I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. And
Cranky.
I'm cranky. Yeah, I feel like a 3-year-old that's just ready to throw a tantrum. When I saw how many people were in here, I was like, no.
The tender boats hold a lot, and it will move fairly quickly. I guess it just depends on how quickly it can get those tender boats, but it's 10 minutes either way, so anyone that leaves here is going to be 20 minutes before it gets back again. And the facilities on the bigger ships are fantastic. The downside is when they can't get into port, this is the way you have to get off and on.
You know, when I was saying in the duty-free shop about, I thought there must have been a tunnel from the ship to the duty-free shop, because that's, you know, everybody. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Walk under the sea.
Oh, best in song, under the sea, under the sea.
Life would be better.
Under the water. I don't know, it's like something like that.
Something like that.
There we go. We'll amuse ourselves while we're in this queue back to the tender boats. Actually, that did not take long at all. It only took really just a few minutes. These tender boats do hold a lot of people. It might be a bit squishy on there, but anyway, so hopefully we'll get on this one right now. It really did only take sort of 5-10 minutes. It's a bit noisy on here, but we're back on the tender boat now. We're heading back to the ship. That was our day in Port Vila. If you've liked this video, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, notification if you want to see all our other videos. So thanks for watching. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
I'm just going to have to do this, I'm afraid. Love me tender. Oh no, I can't even get the tune. Love me tender. No. Oh dear.
Joy.
Can you do it? Elvis?
Why?
Love me tender.
It's not Elvis country.
I don't know.